Have you ever wondered why so many people, as they age, start saying no to parties, gatherings, and big social events? Could it be more than just feeling tired? I used to think it was just about slowing down, but now, in my 70s, I've come to realize there's so much more to it. Aging brings with it a natural shift towards independence, and in this video, I'll share 7 reasons why this happens. It's not about loneliness or isolation. It's about embracing a new kind of freedom and peace that comes with truly understanding yourself. So if you've ever felt conflicted about pulling back from the hustle and bustle of social life, stick around. You might just see this change in a whole new light. Segment 1. The comfort of your own company. As you age, something truly transformative occurs. You begin to deepen your relationship with yourself. It's as if you're meeting the person you've been living with all along. You come to realize that you no longer need constant chatter, approval, or the presence of others to feel complete. This shift can be incredibly freeing as you learn to enjoy your own company in ways you never imagined when you were younger. For instance, you stop feeling the urge to seek validation through large social gatherings or group activities. Instead, you start cherishing the simple pleasures of solitude. A quiet evening with a book, a long walk in nature, or simply sitting down with a cup of tea and your thoughts. It's not that you dislike people, but you no longer need a crowd to feel content. I remember when a friend invited me to a huge party a few months ago. Music, dancing, and tons of people I hadn't seen in years. I politely declined, saying I had plans. And I did. I had plans to binge-watch my favorite mystery series in my comfiest pajamas, with a bowl of popcorn. The funny thing is, the younger me would have felt guilty or like I was missing out. But now, I felt pure bliss. It was exactly what I needed, and I wouldn't trade that peaceful, quiet evening for the world. The beauty of aging is realizing that your own company is more than enough. No longer do you feel the pressure to perform or meet others' expectations. You can just be, and that is truly a gift worth embracing. Segment 2. Energy is a precious resource. As we age, we learn an important lesson. Energy is finite. It's not something we can afford to waste on things that don't bring value to our lives. Socializing, while enjoyable, can sometimes drain more energy than it's worth. This doesn't mean we don't enjoy people. It simply means we've learned to prioritize when, where, and how we spend our time and effort. Take a big party, for example. You have to dress up, navigate small talk with a crowd, and stay on your feet far longer than you'd like. By the end of it, you feel as if you've run a marathon in your Sunday best. Now compare that to a casual coffee date with a friend. You get to sit comfortably, enjoy meaningful conversation, and leave feeling refreshed rather than exhausted. The difference is clear, right? And let's not forget the luxury of staying home. No worries about finding parking, figuring out what to wear, or wondering if the host will remember your dietary restrictions. You can relax in your favorite chair, order takeout, and watch your favorite show. Honestly, is there anything better than slipping into pajamas at 7 p.m. and knowing your only social interaction will be with your dog? It's not about avoiding people. It's about preserving your energy for the things that truly matter. Learning to conserve energy as you age isn't just unwise. It's a form of self-care that ensures you show up as your best self when it counts. Segment 3. Prioritizing what really matters. As you age, one of the most profound shifts is learning to focus on what truly matters, especially when it comes to relationships. You realize not every connection is worth maintaining, and that's perfectly okay. It's not about being bitter or cutting people off. It's about valuing your time and emotional energy enough to invest them in relationships that are mutual, meaningful, and enriching. For many, this means letting go of toxic or one-sided friendships, the kind where you're always the one reaching out, always the one listening, but rarely receiving the same effort or care in return. It's tough at first, especially when those connections have lasted for years. But as you age, you start to see the importance of surrounding yourself with people who truly support and uplift you. I remember this realization with a friend I'd known for decades. Every interaction seemed to leave me feeling drained and unappreciated. After much reflection, I decided to take a step back. It wasn't easy, but it opened up space for deeper connections with people who truly valued me and gave me more time to focus on my own peace and happiness. Now, I encourage you to reflect on your inner circle. Are your relationships bringing you joy and growth, or are they holding you back? It's never too late to set boundaries, nurture the connections that matter, and let go of those that don't. Life's too short to spend it on relationships that don't add value to your journey. Segment 4. Health and rest come first. As you age, your body starts sending clear messages. Take care of me, or I'll make you regret it. Physical health becomes a top priority, which means that certain social situations, like crowded events or late-night gatherings, begin to lose their appeal. What once seemed like a fun night out in your 30s can now feel overwhelming or even uncomfortable in your 70s. Take loud environments, for example. The music pounding, multiple conversations happening at once, and the need to shout just to be heard. It can be exhausting. Then, add in the late nights that throw off your sleep schedule, and suddenly, that party invitation doesn't seem so tempting. It's not just about being tired. It's about realizing how much a disruption to your routine can affect your overall well-being, sometimes even for days after. But this doesn't mean you have to stop socializing altogether. There are plenty of alternatives that allow you to connect with others without sacrificing your health or comfort. Consider smaller, more intimate gatherings where you can actually hear everyone, or daytime meetups like brunches or afternoon teas. These are low pressure, easy on the body, and still give you the joy of connecting with others. The key is listening to your body and making choices that align with your health needs. It's not about missing out. It's about showing up for yourself first so that when you do spend time with others, you can truly enjoy the experience. After all, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's the foundation for everything else in life. Segment 5. Noise versus peace of mind. As you age, you begin to truly appreciate the value of peace and quiet. It's not that you dislike people or activity, but you realize that quiet spaces offer something even more precious: mental clarity. The older you get, the more you see how noise and chaos can clutter your thoughts, while silence provides room to breathe, reflect, and simply be. Think about the difference between a calm evening at home and the chaos of a busy event. At home, you can unwind, enjoy the stillness, and let your mind wander freely. It's restorative, a chance to recharge, both physically and mentally. Compare that to a crowded event with loud conversations, music blasting, and people vying for your attention. While it might have been exciting in younger years, it now feels like sensory overload, leaving you drained instead of energized. It's no wonder that quiet spaces start to feel like sanctuaries. They offer an opportunity to connect with yourself, process your thoughts, and embrace a sense of inner calm. Here's a question for you. Do you find yourself craving peace more than you used to? If so, you're not alone. It's a natural part of aging and gaining perspective. The beauty of this shift is that it teaches you to seek out what truly nourishes your soul. Whether it's a walk in nature, reading a book in a cozy chair, or simply sitting in silence, these moments of peace bring a kind of joy that no party or event can replicate. Segment 6. Independence feels empowering. One of the most empowering lessons of aging is learning to enjoy your own company. You realize that your happiness no longer depends on anyone else's opinions or approval. This sense of independence allows you to make decisions that align with your needs and values without the weight of external influence. It's a freedom that comes with experience and self-awareness. A big part of this is learning to say no without guilt. For years, many of us have been conditioned to prioritize others' feelings over our own needs. But as you age, you begin to understand the power of setting boundaries. I remember the first time I said no to something I didn't want to do without feeling the need to explain or apologize. A friend invited me on a weekend trip, but I was craving a quiet weekend at home. Instead of making up an excuse, I simply said, "Thanks for the invite, but I'll pass this time." It felt liberating to honor my own wishes instead of worrying about disappointing someone else. This independence isn't just about saying no. It's about building confidence in your choices. When you start living life on your own terms, you feel more in control and connected to what truly matters to you. It's a reminder that you've earned the right to live authentically, and that's something to be proud of. So embrace this newfound independence. It's not selfish, it's self-respecting. The more you trust yourself and your decisions, the more fulfilling and intentional your life becomes. Segment 7. Embracing time as a gift. As you grow older, you begin to understand just how precious time really is. You stop taking it for granted and start treating it as the gift that it is. Every hour, every day feels like an opportunity to do something meaningful. And you realize that how you spend your time shapes the quality of your life. Aging teaches you to be intentional, choosing what truly matters instead of wasting time on things that don't bring you joy or fulfillment. I remember a moment not too long ago when I was invited to a big family reunion. While it was a lovely gesture, I had just picked up painting again, a hobby I hadn't touched in decades. That weekend, I was completely immersed in a project, and I realized that my heart was more invested in creating something personal than mingling at an event out of obligation. I politely declined the invitation and spent the weekend painting, losing myself in the joy of rediscovering my passion. The sense of fulfillment I felt was worth every moment I chose to spend on myself. The key here is to remember that it's okay to prioritize yourself and your time. Society often pressures us to say yes to everything. But when you take control of your schedule and align it with what brings you happiness, you're honoring the gift of time. It's not about shutting out the world. It's about making space for what truly matters to you. So as you navigate this phase of life, don't be afraid to be intentional with your time. Whether it's diving into a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or simply resting, the time you spend on what matters most is never wasted. Prioritize yourself. You've earned it. To wrap it up, aging isn't about losing something. It's about gaining a new perspective on life. By valuing your time, energy, and peace, you're embracing independence in a way that's both empowering and freeing. Remember, it's okay to say no, prioritize yourself, and live life on your own terms. I'd love to hear from you. Does this resonate with how you feel about aging? Comment N9 if you agree with these insights, or Z0 if you're still unsure but curious to explore this journey further. Thank you for spending your time with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this. Until next time, take care and enjoy the beauty of this phase of life. Goodbye.